Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday, social media was agog with information about the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari, who was indicted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the U.S. concerning the Hushpuppi case. According to the reports, Abba Kyari received bribe, allegedly worth $1.1 million from Hushpuppi. That's, what is it, Abbas?
The crime in question is $1.1 million.
Yeah, the $1.1 million, yes, but that's not the amount he received. So the question, therefore, is Nigerians are asking, somebody who has been highly celebrated as a super cop, if you recall, this was a man who was quite gallant in his exploits concerning the Evans case, and that earned him quite a bit of promotion. I think it was double promotion he was given at the period. The point is, as Nigerians, what do you make of these reports coming from the Federal Bureau of Investigation concerning somebody who we consider a super cop? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on YouTube, and Facebook would like to read our tweets. Right, so people always read out. Would you like to, for those who have no idea what we're talking about, please let us read out the allegations.
So the allegation is that the Hushpuppi and another person had a difference in opinion concerning the money that they had fraudulently acquired. And Hushpuppi now reached out to Abba Kyari. He sent a message. The text message is, please, sir, I want to spend money to send this boy. This boy's name is Chibuzo Kelly. I want to send this boy to jail. Let him go for a very long time. And then Kyari responded, okay, bro, I understand. I will discuss with my team who arrested him and handling the case. We will do something about it. Then Hushpuppi responded, let me know how I can send money to the team, sir. Let them deal with him like armed robber. And Kyari responded, okay, I will send the account details to you. Hushpuppi further wrote, he betrayed me and tried to take food out of my mouth. This is great, punishable sin. And Abba Kyari responded, yeah, bro. And then Hushpuppi continued, I want him to suffer for many years. And Abba Kyari responded, ha, ha, ha. And went ahead to, they said 6 minutes later, Abba Kyari provided an account information for bank accounts at a Nigerian bank for this.
Yeah.
As reported in the paper.
Yes. As reported
as reported in the article. Yes.
So
now, even before even prior to that,
what happened was that the two of them had done a deal, and the Vincent guy now called the victim and tried to expose Hushpuppi. So Hushpuppi then called Abba Kyari, and Abba Kyari's account is that Hushpuppi called to report a threat to his family in Nigeria, but
interestingly,
they now picked up this guy, locked him up for reportedly threatening the life of somebody's family in Nigeria, and then later released him.
When they found that
the U.S. investigators have a picture that Abba Kyari took of the Vincent in prison and sent to Hushpuppi
as evidence,
as confirming that he now is in detention. And Hushpuppi celebrated that picture to his friends, saying, I tell Nana, I don't lock him up, you know, that kind of thing. And so they have conversations. This is a neat investigation, something that is simple logic that we always find it amazing here that they don't usually do. You know, it's not rocket science, but they did it in words, in conversations, and actions that followed surrounding that Qatari $1.1 million
something I wanted to read out, because, see, before we start having a conversation on this, let's be clear. According to what FBI is saying, and these are all according to the FBI reports, nothing has been convicted yet, so there are still allegations. But when Abba Kyari rightfully asked Hushpuppi, what did this man do? Let me read to you what he said. He said, what he did, I have one job. The job wants to pay me $575,000. He went to message the job behind me because I told him to help me make one document for me to give the job. Then he went, I gave him the details. Then he went to message the job behind my back and tried to divert the money. In the process, he tells the job, that's this person they want to defraud.
The job.
Because of the documents he gave me, that I gave him the job. He tells the job, these documents may be fake. You know, so we suggest to us that Abba Kyari has an idea or is aware of what the transaction is about. That in itself Is that's
So
that suggests
Abba
that?
Kyari's rejoinder was that
Okay.
a report of a life threat to the families of Hushpuppi in Nigeria was made to his team. He acted swiftly. He picked up the guy. When he found that there was nothing to it, he let him
let
go.
the guy go.
Seeming like
And
I
the
arrested
money
him
that
in the morning and released him in the evening. But from what we've read now, he didn't do that. He took a picture sent to Hushpuppi.
He did not.
And also...
In the rejoinder, he says he has never collected money.
No, I'm coming there. They go
Okay.
there. So he now said that after that was done, Hushpuppi on a separate arrangement now saw a picture of him in native attire. I bet Hausa people not be Guinea on a cloth.
No.
So let me finish. So he said that he saw him in his native attire and showed interest. He now connected him, you know, to the person who made the dress, and later money was paid for the dress, so about 300,000 naira. That's all.
So, according to our Super Cup, there was no direct transaction between himself and Hushpuppi. But according to the investigations from the FBI, he is culpable and is being declared wanted. Now, my first thought was, as a nation, what are we going to do? What is the government going to do? For me...
In the papers, well, let me respond to that, because in the papers today, the police did say they're going to start an investigation. So before we go at Abba Kyari, let us also remember that he's also one of our own.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
So here for me, one thing that I've said, we are fighting multifaceted corruption at high level that even we that we don't understand intelligence gathering feel like it shouldn't be rocket science to understand how these criminals are getting away with what they are getting away with. That there must be simple culpable. In the papers today, the Minister of Defense said that we cannot take out the fact that there are bad elements and corrupt security officials who are allowing lack of intelligence gathering and not following through with investigations cause this fight against insecurity to thrive. So when we see things like this, it buttresses the point that there must be high powers that are culpable in allowing the insecurity thrive in Nigeria, both the banditry, both the cybercrime. We see powerful people. This is the same Abba Kyari, you know, the last party that we did just a few...
our
grandma's... Yes, so when you are associated with high and mighty people, and we see there is no questioning. I'm not going to attack. There is not... Obi Kubana hasn't been found guilty of any crime. He has explained how he got his money, explained his relationship with Abba Kyari, but as we are investigating Hushpuppi, we found all the people affiliated with him. That is how you do a thorough investigation. In Nigeria, when you investigate one person, we don't list all the people in such a way that you know there's a transparent investigation. I feel that if you're an honorable person, you should step outside. There should be an extradition. Go and defend yourself in America. Resign temporarily from your position. Like, I want this investigation. I'm a very honest person. I'm a super cop. I want thorough investigation. I will step back from this. I'll go and answer the questions in America because you know you have nothing to hide.
Okay.
So this is where my own concern is.
I will get your concern in a minute. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue. We also want to hear what Nigerians think about this.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this issue of the DSP, Abba Kyari, the allegations made against him. And I'd like to just read from what Femi Fani-Kayode, former Minister of Aviation, had posted, saying that a super cop that has risked his life protecting us from kidnappers, murderers, and terrorists all these years, that has been arrested, he has actually arrested more criminals than any other. He's accused of taking bribe from Yahoo boys and scammers. He would not believe that. So the point is that, in fairness to Abba Kyari, this is somebody who has been highly decorated, double promotion. So this is somebody who has been very daring and fought criminals for us. I mean, we cannot lose sight of what he has done. Yes, these are allegations. Listen, I'm just saying, these are allegations, but we shouldn't lose sight of how important the work he has done.
Before we fly with what we just read, do we remember who said it?
Oh,
it's Femi Fani-Kayode.
Yes. No, but even without
Hold on a minute,
yes.
Tope. see, we need to put things where they are. If you're supposed to be an unbiased, impartial person, your office is such that you know you don't have any, you are not for anybody, you are for nobody kind of office. You cannot be seen. The moment I saw Abba Kyari in Oba, I wondered who will now investigate the source of the monies flying. Everybody was extravagantly insulting the Naira. Who would ask, what is your source? You are the police. You don't friend people like that. It is not an insult when you say he's not a friendly person. It is a credit to you. It is in your honor, in your name. You don't just jolly around and say people haters. Did you read his reply? He said, now Guinea I sell for him. Our own DCP is selling Guinea. The full Kano markets cannot sell Guinea. Excuse me.
Now, Nyma,
please, no, please, 1 minute. No, talk about, see.
Please.
It is this dropping of standards that we got here.
Yeah.
When you cannot say somebody is against your haters. When you cannot question, how come? I know this boy yesterday was just 19. This car is supposed to be 5 million. How come? And you're supposed to be bad belly. That's why we got here. You are somebody I should be able to walk up to and get justice if I have a good side of my story, not if I pay. And then the person that I'm bringing the case against is a big supposed man who has money, and suddenly he gets justice, and you are his friend.
I mean, doing that. Okay, let me take this call. I have a call from Abuja. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
The issue is about Abba Kyari, this Abba Kyari. It's just for him to resign and go to there and answer the query. That is my only advice.
Thank you very much, Hushpuppi. Yes, Mara.
Oh, okay. So, first of all, we're dealing with the FBI here. And we know that they have a reputation of doing their investigation thoroughly. And all the, what we have read, we have seen dates, we have seen time, we have seen description, we have seen pictures, we have seen account details. So really, it is really tough to look at that article and say, well, this is a witch hunt. When we do the Nigerian investigation, because so many things are just, you know, just done so shoddily, we can say, oh, it's really a witch hunt. In this case, they are facts. And the only thing we expect from Abba Kyari right now is to prove himself, you know, take some time out of your office and say, I cannot stand for this accusation.
Yes.
And because of that, I will prove.
Yes.
He made a rejoinder. And in the rejoinder, it came across like he was saying, for those of you who are celebrating and jumping for all these monies, no monies were collected by us or by me and my team. You know, and this is what we did instead. So in that same vein, I just want him to also tell us that because of that, I'm going to make sure that I clear my name. Yes, my bank statement. There's nothing to show. And given the article that has been shown to us that we've all read, the FBI is mistaken, and this and this and this. Maybe he will take some time because it just came out yesterday. Maybe he too will take some time and show us articles on how this may just be a misunderstanding. But if it is not a misunderstanding, if everything in that article is true, I would like to know what the presidency is going to do about this.
Exactly. Okay, fantastic.
Because
let's pack it there.
Okay.
Let's wait for the investigation.
Okay.
Let's wait for the presidency. Let's pack it for a second. But now I want us to move. Yeah.
Before the investigation, when this sort of thing happens, and your super cup has been named in such a thing like this, what are the immediate things to do within 24 to 48 hours?
Suspension.
And we need to hear from
no, this is
we need to share
a warrant of arrest has been issued by a sitting judge, High Court judge in another country, concerning your super cup, whoever your citizen is. Because in Nigeria, we fail to extradite somebody for a case in the US till today. That person became senator in this country. When a question comes about your character, you do what it is to launder and clear your name as much as possible. That is the legitimate way. You don't just do a Facebook post, say that, no, money did not pass. I only sent him a tailor's address or for my Guinea clothes, and all of you haters. It is not about us. This is about a nation.
Okay, let me take this call from Martins. Martins, are you there?
My dear sister.
You're live. Go ahead.
You see, it is unfortunate that most times in this country, when issues like this come up, a lot of people get sentimental about it. In the first place, what will even make anybody to be celebrating Abba Kyari when a lot of independent agencies have not been able to celebrate him? Somebody who is a public official, they are supposed to be defending the society. You were saw in Oba. the man who employed you, the IG, did not call you to ask you questions. Because you don't do this in developed clients. Even if you are the best officer, your character, your associate, you are supposed to be very mindful of them. These things don't happen in developed land where you will say, because you are the Chief Justice of the Federation, you go partying up and down. You don't do that.
Okay, thank you very much, Martin. I want us to put this matter on one side because there are other issues. Like, let us see how, in Nigeria, we have these media trials. So you see EFCC goes in busting, you know how they busted the Ikoyi apartment, they saw $43 million, and all that media was splashed, and then nothing happens. So, so the point I'm trying to make is that how do we ensure that we actually do a thorough investigation? You know how they do this stealth operation, they just do it quietly, and you think they don't have any information.
No.
That's because if Abba Kyari had seen this report, maybe he would have not made the rejoinder he made. That is 300,000 naira that was passed.
Yes.
So the point I'm trying to make is that, why are we so quick to go to a newspaper saying, we busted them without doing thorough investigation? That's number one. Number two, how do we begin to question people's sources of income? Especially as an officer of the state, the police, the EFCC, do we ask the right questions when we see these people throwing money around? Yes,
so there's a saying that, beer parlor saying, that you need to, if you want to steal so much that your hands will quickly reach justice. And they say, don't play small, play so big that your best friends are the IGP, the CP, all of them are your best pals. The judge would keep indefinite, what do they call that stuff? When they postpone, adjourn the court case indefinitely. It is a very sad reality, and we know that the only way to solve Nigeria's problem is to provide justice and equity, like unbiased justice would be the solution to Nigeria's problem. So starting from the fact that many parades that the police do is illegal. You parade someone without conviction, like you arrest people and then you put them on the road and you parade them and you call the media to interview them. That on its own is wrong, because see the story of what happened with the Super TV boss. The story keeps changing. The girl has given like 4 versions of what happened that day. There was no need for the entire media to be the one to know and be asking questions from someone when you haven't investigated thoroughly. So that's on one end. On the other end is the fact that we don't hear the end of these stories. We had James Ibori convicted because it took place in the UK. We had Deizani. The story about Deizani's corruption started from Nigeria. The fact that there were jury, all the story started here, but we couldn't get a conviction. Ibori started here, we didn't get a conviction until the case involved an international law court, and then they got a conviction. Why do we have to? What does it seem that we have watered down the power of the law to get justice?
Let me take this.
Why is Evans' case
still pending?
And Abba Kyari was the head of that team. And as neat as it was that he showed us that, I expect by now a prosecution to complete stage.
Let me take Salisu and I come to Miriam. Salisu, are you there? Hello, Salisu, you're live. Go ahead, please.
How are you doing?
Good. Reduce the volume of your TV and talk to me. Yes, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me now?
Very clearly.
I was very shocked and sad when I heard the news of Abba Kyari.
Yes.
I've never met him as a man because I like the way he's carried out discharging his officer duty. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you clearly.
I was confused when I was listening to the newspaper review, and Nyma Abba Kyari himself confirmed that he collected 300 pounds from his tailor as a gift for his captain. So that was alone, I saw that, yes, I'm highly disappointed in him. Because as a very active police officer, that people believe in him. So I pray for him to God. May God just deliver him out of this case.
Amen. Thank you very much for that.
Okay, so there's something that we need to talk about. When we talk about bad eggs in a basket and things like that and how it corrupts. And now the question is, do we have more bad eggs than good eggs in government? When we are talking about police, we have complained, people have reported many times on this table, we have discussed how that particular police seem to be complicit in a lot of things. We have those who are standing on the road and collecting bribes. We have taken stories in papers of police officers who shoot someone because they did not give that roadside bribe. We're talking of people lawyers who will tell you that their cases have been refused, their clients have been held back because they did not pay bribe at the police station. So it has almost become a culture to associate corruption and the police force. We're not saying that every single one person or every single police officer is corrupt, but they are in a system where it seems that corruption supersedes anything. And I'm wondering how many of the good cops are left and what are they doing? And do they even have any rights? Do they have, what do they, when they see something, who do they point to? I mean, when they know, because they are colleagues and they work together, who do they tell that this person has done something or this person is complicit in something? And who listens to them? So for me, if it is a case of a bad cop that has been caught, kudos on us Nigerians. But if it's a case, well, for me, I can't see it any other way. I just feel that it is a case of...
This was a good guy.
No.
This is our good guy.
I'm saying, given this case right now, it shows that our police is complicit in a lot of things. And that's why we do not get the sort of investigations that we need.
Aminka.
Everybody.
Danjuma was telling us that, listen, protect yourselves.
You know, you were saying...
your army.
Yeah, you said earlier that we're all involved in one way or the other. So the reason I even talked about police on the streets is that for many of us, too,
we see them.
On the streets, you collect gifts from people that you know
citizens.
That you suspect their source of income, but you're happy to collect the bags and the shoes and the hair and everything and go on trips with them. And you do not understand where they get their money from.
I have to go on a break. When we come back, we'll take some messages and then we conclude on this. This is... we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this matter, and I remember that recently during the Obi Kubana's mother's burial, Kano was saying, listen, make plenty of money so that EFCC will not come and people then started interpreting that as saying, oh, is it that you should steal enough that you can able to get away around the law, the security operatives? So that is why I'm saying, how is it possible for somebody far away in a different country can call a whole DCP to make an arrest, and you automatically, the same way a man in his house can just say, police, please, my houseboy stole 10,000 naira, come and arrest him.
So that's
what
Mariam said.
And they throw the boy in jail for 1 month, and then, or your house girl did this, or your driver did this, and just without any investigation, you just throw him in jail first. Is that how, Madam Lawyer, I'll come to you. Does the law allow us, because of your level in society, because of how much money you make, to just call a police officer to make arrest without any investigation?
When we have laws against malicious prosecution, false accusations and all of that, is that how they make it? You have a case of crime, you either report it as maybe it's happening immediately, or you have suffered a criminal fraud or anything. You call your lawyers, they make a petition, they write to the Commissioner of Police or to the DPO, whichever the station is in front of your area, and then the police take action. There must be a basis for why they will go to somebody's house. Somebody will allege something that they would go and investigate. They will now come on site, and you will just come to my house now and say, no crime, and you're just investigating me. You must have a basis. Okay, we saw a video of you as the police, whether they took it on their own initiative, but party, I'll just carry phone. I just look Mora, I do not like her eye. I say, bro, how far? I have to deal with Mora. I don't like her glasses.
Yeah,
you know,
but to be fair in that, we know that wealth and there's some things that gives you some sort of influence. And that one happens all over the world, where you have attained something, or you have a lot of money, or you're well known so you're able to get direct access to what people would normally follow a long process to get. So let's put that aside. My question is, many people, when Hushpuppi was flaunting his wealth on social media, many regular Nigerians that did not even go to school thought, this looks suspicious. And I'm wondering, at the time he was having his relationship with the DSP, at what point did he feel suspicious about what his friend may be getting? Like, who is this person that we are friends with and he's making so much money? Did he bring his police? Yes, did he put on his police cap and think, I need to look into this? Or even as a friend, bro, where is all this coming from? I just know. Yeah, they call themselves bro. Like, where is all this coming from? Because this is based off on the rejoinder that is sent, which is, I really have nothing to do with him. In fact, the only money that that has gone between us is towards buying
what
something.
What about what Mariah
so at what point?
What was the job? What was the job? Because Mariah already
yes, exactly, and
I have a job.
I have a job. So
at what point
those
did you
like
ask?
that, the lingua that is between you, I find it that it would be very difficult for him to be able to say that he didn't know him beyond what his rejoinder said.
Is he suspecting?
That I found pretty interesting in that article, because I read that FBI article like a novel. In fact, I was just reading, I was like, hey, this is the Hollywood movie. That all these luxurious wristwatches, they're buying the jewelry, it's all laundry.
Yes.
It's like you're dry cleaners. You're dry cleaning the money. You're using it to buy all these things, using them as collaterals. It's interesting when you see all these people flaunt these big things. It's not because they want to use it. They are just using it as a way to launder the money and to wash it clean so that by the time it's traced, you do not trace back to the source. And that was quite revealing for me, because when you see these guys flaunting their wealth on social media, and you wonder how many wristwatches does he want to buy?
How many which one will tell the coming of the Lord?
Well, it's because it's being dry cleaned.
Yeah.
But to launder
they're all dry cleaners.
So for me, I think that at the end of the day, it is. I cannot wait for what our own investigation will come up with. Honestly, I cannot wait for what the police will come up with, because there is no way that you cannot find there's a culpable.
1% truth.
1% truth in what is going on, and it is enough grounds, because if you're questioning someone at that level, if you let the person remain there, it would continue to say the flow would continue all through. So we need to have public show of this person has been found culpable. We deal with the person appropriately for that.
I would like to link this, because we're talking about illegalities, talking about
that is now accepted.
Things that are unacceptable. Another video went viral of a lawmaker in Borno throwing money. Ibrahim. I mean, obviously, we know it was just recently we had Salah, but we saw him actually remove bundles and bundles.
Yeah, wrapped.
Throwing into people were just scrambling for it. Part of what is wrong with us in this country? We just criticized Obi Kubana the other day.
At least we can, even when we criticize Obi Kubana, we said it was his money, he's not a government official, he's not associated with government in any way.
Yes.
This person, this particular person spraying money is a currently serving senator in a state that is ridden in crisis. So maybe you are serving in Southeast or somewhere that is peaceful, or a state that is not on the map. Borno State is on the map. If you are traveling to Nigeria, it is one of the areas where there's a travel advisory against visiting that state. Then you have a 7 senator representative.
He's not a senator, he's a lawmaker.
7 House of Representatives.
Yes.
Honorable,
yes.
Spreading money, sharing money like that. For me, it is all shades of wrong.
It was not even sharing money. It's throwing money at the crowd.
Inhuman.
We remember when 50 Cent even did that, and one of our rappers then called him, insulted him for doing that. Don't treat my people like that. Don't throw, Idris Abdul Karim. Don't throw money at my people like that. It is disrespectful. Then we have the person who is supposed to be representing his people. He thinks he should stand on a high pedestal and be throwing monies at people. It's so shameful and embarrassing to that man.
Exactly. There are things called empower the people to your constituencies, right? Define empowerment. Some of them say it's throwing money at them. They give them keke and pep. They give them what they call that thing again? That's a blender. They give them all sorts of mishai and wheelbarrow. So how do you define empowering your people? What exactly is empowerment? Because to him, part of his job is to empower his constituency, and that's obviously what he's doing. He's throwing money at them.
That video is all shades of wrong. And we have seen many people do things that are this despicable and remain in the National Assembly, which is wrong. You cannot be a lawmaker and be a very obvious lawbreaker.
The people who would decide if you would still represent them at
like that, lawmaker, lawbreaker.
Honorable people
Ibrahim
of Mafa Dikwa Federal Constituency.
I don't want that.
They're the ones who will determine, and these are the people he's treating like this. For me, my problem is the mindset. When you give your people monies like this, you know you've taken away their dignity. A person who is dignified in his labor, content in his way of life, has a little respect for himself, will walk away from this spraying. But your constituency, largely, were fighting to get the money. You are their representative. The best of mindsets would hate this for his own people. Unfortunately, you don't even hate it. You're okay with it. It's sad.
What has happened in Nigeria is that the bad has become the celebrated and the normal. And then good behavior has become what people are ashamed of. So you see someone who behaves like that. Usually when you talk, they will say you're just hating because you're not the one spraying the money. You don't have that sort of money, so you hate on someone like that. And that is someone who is telling the truth. Then the person who is doing the bad behavior is being hailed. That we're raising children in a society that we cannot even differentiate what is good and what's bad.
Exactly.
Because what is bad is constantly celebrated. I hope that, you know, with conversations like this, and when we talk and point it out, that people will even sit down and question. So there's the mindset of those people standing there and scrambling for the money. So people say, yes, it's poverty, it's their money. But we heard recently in Ghana, where a politician took food to the people, they took the food back and put it back in his truck.
Want your rice.
You cannot buy us. We don't want it. Sometimes we need to stand up to these people. We don't want your money. Don't throw money at us. Look at what we are going through. These are the infrastructure that we need. Don't throw money at us. Don't throw nairas and whatever at us. And they should walk away. If there was no one to pick the money, who would
but when they are hungry, when the level of poverty is this much, the person who should be concerned that this is not how I want my people to feed, this is the most dignified way to treat my people, is the person spraying the money.
Now, you guys
who will
forget
change
something.
their situation.
It is this kind of lawmaker that is in the National Assembly.
Is the man
that is the one that is supposed to be debating issues of gender equality, issues of education. With this
issues
man,
of true federalism.
So with a man like this, would he be able to reason?
No.
Would he be able to contemplate the necessity, the need for self-determination? Yes.
Because he's giving
those lawmakers from certain regions who are trying to be intelligent to who are trying to make a difference for their people, will have to contend with people like this in the National Assembly. So why do you blame our lawmakers? What can they do? They're minorities, really, if you look at it. The numbers.
And it's really sad. So for me, I think that, I think that the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Speaker of National Assembly there's a code of conduct. There's an ethics committee. The ethics committee, there is a way you should comport yourself as a lawmaker. You have to follow that line. So there can be some disciplinary action, because if you don't discipline, our children are watching. And they are seeing this as a normal thing. And we don't, people might not know how they should be treated. It is a leader that says you deserve better, that creates a vision for the people.
We have to wrap up on this, unfortunately. We have to bring in our celebrities and guests. I would even like to hear his thoughts on that.
It will be nice to hear.
Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
To join the conversation, we have a talented actor who has been in the industry for over a decade, known for his captivating roles and always delivers above expectations with lots of television series and movies to his credit. Welcome with us, Mr. Babajide Awobana, formerly called Jide Awobana, in the building.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you.
Finally, I'm on this hot seat.
It's not a hot seat. Be comfortable.
It is hot seat. I know how you roast people on this show. But it's fine. It's actually one of my favorite shows.
Oh, thank you.
And I've been keeping up with you guys for a while now.
Oh, thank you so much. Good to have you. So we're going to talk about your career in a minute, but before you came on, we were talking about this lawmaker in Borneo throwing money, and you could see him laughing there. And we also tried to link that up with the allegations made against Abba Kyari, our super cop, a cop that we're so proud of, one of our gallant officers, and people feel quite disappointed on these allegations. What are your own general thoughts on this? I mean, what do you make as a citizen, as a Nigerian? What do you make of all this?
Well, I've been trying so hard not to say anything about this, because this is just a summary of Nigeria. Yes, it's to tell you that the country is faulty. A lot of things have actually been happening, and we'll just keep talking and talking and talking. It will still occur again. It will keep reoccurring, and we have nothing to do about it. If not for FBI that intervened now, probably we won't be having this conversation right now.
So people would have been running for office in a few years.
Yes, so it's a very faulty country. And,
but do you think that this is also the ladies? Do you think that this is an indication, maybe it will strengthen the desire for restructuring. Because the truth is that maybe we're just so many of us. There's so much rot in the system that we can't really fix. It's hard to fix. So maybe by the time we divide this thing up to maybe regions, it will be smaller and more governable, or maybe it's easy to remove the bad eggs or identify them or investigate, because it was just a large 200 million people. It's so difficult. I mean, I'm just thinking. Because there's rot everywhere. Amongst citizens, amongst lawmakers, amongst governors, everywhere.
There is no smoke without fire, you understand? The problem is, it's actually from the roots, you understand? So I don't know where we're going to start from. We just keep praying to God. I keep talking about this and I can't provide a solution because tomorrow something worse is going to happen again.
I think it's
God forbid.
We don't need to scatter. Because when we starting together with good leadership, we can fix everything that is happening in this country.
Yeah.
But it would involve a lot of sacrifice on the part of everybody, because all of us sort of profit from the crisis that we are in.
From the corruption, everything.
It covers every hospitals to media houses. You want to get in media airtime everywhere, bro. The street is everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
It is everywhere. So it would involve someone who is really, really going to do like what we've been saying, benevolent dictator, who will tell you, whether you like it or not, I want you to have a better life. You know, I have a vision for a better life for this country, and I'm going to make sure that all of you would line up and fall in line and give us a better life.
Yes, I see Rwanda now. How many terms have you used so far?
You cannot have that in a democracy.
Yeah, but
you cannot have one person deciding whether you like it or not. This is the way we go in a democracy.
Basanjo tried it with the third term, and there you go, because he really wanted to just stay on and try to see. I mean, yes, a lot of people now agree, but the truth is that democracy doesn't allow you to do that. But sometimes we need something really drastic. And I think, I don't know. Let's move on to your
Sometimes I wish we're still in the military regime. You understand? Maybe we won't be having this conversation.
The military got us here.
Yes,
they created that vacuum, that period of time when they were there, and monies became the Lord. So lawlessness thrived. It was about connections, and now it seems like we can't catch up again.
Okay.